Hi, my name is Trevi.
And I'm Kate.
And welcome back to our podcast called
6 Feet Above.
All right, guys, if you are watching on YouTube and you're falling asleep or driving, you want to listen to the audio version, head on over to the description to listen to that. I'm just waiting for one of our episodes where one of our voices like really intensely cracks. And then we just go,
the doy. And then it just gets awkward.
I'd get my Grammy removed. Don't have one.
No, like
I just get any consideration removed for anything ever. Spotify takes my music down.
Anyway.
TikTok takes all my music down like I'm fucking UMG.
I'm begging.
Not kidding. Oh.
Anyway, that's crazy that they did that.
I know.
Okay, so it's just us, no guest.
It is just us, no guest. I feel good. I don't feel anxious. I feel comfy with just you. I've been loving the guest so far.
Me too, but it's scary.
It's scary. It's new. I'm not an interviewer or a host like that. Like I'm not Ellen. I was 15 minutes late today, and I didn't like care about like pissing anybody off.
Right, and you were late for Tara's.
It was.
But it was good because I like got to talk to her and get to know her.
That's
so
good.
It all worked out.
Not to be that person that brings up the weather when there's nothing to talk about, but have you been okay?
No.
I feel like this rain has been worse than the Hurricane Hillary that the prophecy foretold.
I just don't get it, and I always get stressed because I think that my walls are going to cave in because I did have a mold problem and a leak.
Ooh.
I don't know if that's relatable, but
what happens if that happens? Do you have like coverage on that?
No.
So
and I have to like beg my landlord.
If the roof caves in and the truth comes out, would you know what to do? Because when I become a star,
you're corny.
What are you doing? That's a literal Hinge notification.
Okay.
They can probably see that.
So I was thinking about downloading Hinge, but it depresses me so much that I talk myself out of it every time. How do you feel about the weather or Hinge? Whichever one you care more about.
I love Hinge. I don't know. I just really don't like the rain. I already have like really shitty extensions in my hair right now because I've been like planning on like doing like a full hair transformation. This is like temporary hair. So like if I get in the rain, like it becomes like toaster strudel.
Right. Yeah,
like crispy, crumpled, like. You know?
Yeah, I've never had extensions.
Know why, like the flakes, not the.
Because you lost me for a second when you said toaster
not
strudel.
The cum drizzle.
Right, that's what I was thinking about, and I was like,
yeah, like a Pop-Tart.
Doesn't make a lot of sense, but
it just becomes computer wires. Right? You know, I'm like trying to find the red, green, like figuring it out.
Yeah, I'm seeing the vision. And I feel sorry for you, but
I don't know. I don't like it. Anytime it gets like this, I get sick. This is like, I wouldn't say I'm sick, but I'm like.
Yeah,
I'm just
sniffles.
Like, I'm Sniffle City.
And you already have sniffles low key.
She just goes, a bunch of people come in, she's like, we think you've been using again.
No, I know you're not.
Oh man, bring in Dr. Phil. Okay. Do you think, is he even a real doctor?
Dude, I don't know, but why is he hot? Okay, cut that out.
Oh. Wow.
Anyway, I like a man with knowledge. And he seems to be full of that.
And like no hair?
Nary a strand.
Nary a plug? Oh man.
Yeah.
I feel good that we can just like, shit out of our assholes today.
Oh my God, I know.
Oh, do my teeth look whiter?
Yeah. Oh, you went to Dr. Gabe?
I did. I went to Dr. Gabe. We set up Invisalign for me because I'm like one thing I really want to do this year is like get really fit, like exercise and get a perfect smile. No, I'm not buying it like that. I'm like getting Invisalign.
You wouldn't do veneers?
I was thinking about doing veneers or like doing like the whole like
such good teeth. I
was thinking it's like, and anyone that I know that has veneers has problems with them.
Right, they're always popping out.
It's like my teeth are strong and they like the actual core of them don't have problems. It's just like, Trevi, have some patience and like wear your Invisalign. So I think that's my tea. I put my down payment down like it's a fucking vroom vroom.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah. So if Invisalign, if you're watching this and you want to do a sponsorship, I'm more than open to do that.
Do it.
Not kidding.
Yeah, you got strong teeth. Good for you.
Okay, but besides this shit rain and like coldness and lack of sunlight, it was actually pretty nice today. But besides that, I feel like we should go on a vacation. We've never been on a vacation together.
We haven't, and I've been wanting to for a hot minute.
What's like dream destination, me and you? Bora Bora?
No.
You're thinking city, right? Are you thinking city?
Well, obviously my first thought was Greece, but like it might be too soon.
Ooh, too soon. Wait till you get 2 check marks in the WhatsApp from him. Yanni.
Yanni. But I would love to go to Fiji with you.
Okay.
I would love to go to...
Do I really strike you as like a super like tropically nature girl?
Well, what scares me is that no. And what if we go on vacation and we get in a big fight? That's like how I'm scared to like ever room with you or anything, you know?
Why would we get in a big fight?
Well, like it's a thing. Like
if we
vacations test people's friendships.
Do they?
Yes.
I feel like doing a podcast with them does.
Oh, honestly, that's so true. And we've made it this far.
We've made it this far. I think if you're doing any sort of business or working with any friend, and that I think there's tiers. I think there's tiers. Hold on, let's check this one out.
Okay.
I think it's living with a friend.
Yeah.
I think that's the number 1 test.
Okay, yeah.
I think number 2, working. Number 3, a solid vacation in a room, the same room.
Same bed? No. Okay. Because we're like tall.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
would just be, unless it was like a California king.
I think
but
we'd be able. I think
digress.
we've gotten this far. I mean, we practically used to live together in New York when you were like sleeping over at the house.
We did.
Yeah.
When you think about it.
I drove you crazy though.
Yeah. Okay, what about you? What's your
I'm
dream
thinking
destination?
like I'm thinking we go to like a really like bright, like chaotic, almost like party
Miami?
type of city. Yeah, like a Miami, but like an Ibiza of sorts, or like
Okay.
like Barcelona.
So, what if we start
Isn't that how
with
it's pronounced?
Miami?
I'm just pronouncing it like that so people don't drag me in the comments.
Oh, good for you.
What? You didn't know it
No,
was
that's
pronounced
great.
like that?
I
Illiterate.
50% did. You know what I mean? When you like kind of know, but you're
Right.
not entirely sure.
Right.
Anyways,
Or like I'd go back to Australia. Like let's go like
back.
Melbourne.
You went to Australia?
I went to Australia.
How was it?
It's good. I was working.
Were you sober?
No, I was like 17.
Okay. Yeah,
Using my American fake ID over there.
that's so bold.
Yeah. It was cute. It was cute. It was like a mini tour.
Wow. Okay, let's go.
But I like didn't get to really explore too much because we barely had days off. But like the days
Yeah.
I did, it's pretty lit. Like
Fuck
Melbourne,
that shit
Sydney.
Ooh, yeah, I heard good things.
You'd love.
Yeah, I have a friend there.
It's a lot of mullet and mustaches.
I love a mullet. Do you?
Yeah.
And you love a stash.
I think there's a certain type of person that can pull it off.
Yeah.
I
You like
think,
a goatee,
I think
right?
if you're like Ronnie who lives on fucking Sunset in a commercial, apartment building with a VP finance job, like it's not fitting your vibe. Shave your fucking face.
Okay. Yeah.
But if you're like Daryl who works at an automotive shop and your parents are low key loaded, but the only reason you're working is to get your mind stimulated, probably got some fucked up issues. Probably would shave half his head off, do a mullet and a mustache, make him look more
Edgy.
relatable. Yeah,
Right.
relatable and edgy. Always working at like a body shop or something. I want like the washcloth hanging out of the back of his pants.
Yeah, that's hot.
Keys jangling.
Would you
How
hook
can
up
I-
with a
How can I
Daryl,
help
though?
you, ma'am? What?
What?
That's what he says. I walk into the auto shop. He goes, "How can I help you, ma'am?" And I go, "You would ruin me."
Okay, but Daryl. You
I
could
don't
hook
know.
up with a Daryl.
I'm thinking like Ronnie is super financy name, and like Daryl's giving me like, "Hey, I'm Daryl. Welcome to Daryl's Body Shop."
Right, but picture saying Daryl like in bed. Do it.
Dare. I'm like, how dare you?
That is
I don't know. Imagine saying Ronnie in bed.
Ron. Roy Noy. Roy Noy.
Roanoke.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to go on vacation in Bora Bora, or we're going to go somewhere tropical, or we're going to go to somewhere party-esque. But in the meantime, I think we should talk about vacations that we've already been on. I think this is giving like, we live vicariously through our vacations to like get over this weather.
Right.
Have you ever hooked up with somebody on vacation?
I literally have.
Or like out of town? Okay, same.
Have
'Cause,
you?
like, yeah, I have. I want to hear yours. Go.
Okay.
Been yapping over here, like Yap City. Like,
So,
who is Daryl?
you know, I love the Daryl thing. Really dried me up. Okay, so picture this, right? Miami, horniest city on the planet. So I'm at a bachelorette for my friend. I'm the maid of honor, and I'm literally planning the entire
Bob
trip.
of honor.
The Bob of honor.
Blown out pussy of honor. Okay.
So I have to plan the entire trip. So before the trip, I'm hitting up promoters. He's like, send me pictures of all the girls. They all leave me on red every time.
All the promoters?
Yes. And
When-
I'm just like...
when you send the girls?
When
or-
I send the girls. And I was like, I already hate Miami so much.
Yeah, they're like,
And-
if you're not patoit blowing.
No, literally.
Yeah, it's patoit
so
blowing.
I finally find a promoter that's like, yeah, I'm down. So we go out one night. And they're all like banking on me for a good night. So I'm stressed. And so the bride-to-be, we like go to this club in Miami.
She's still married.
She is.
Good for her.
She's pregnant.
Good for her.
So anyways, we show up and the promoter like is like ignoring us and I'm like trying to get his attention and it's stressing me out. And then finally he lets us in and we get into the club and it's like so packed.
What club?
Live.
Okay. Kind of.
Classic. It's so packed, like we would not have fun if we weren't at a table. Type packed.
Okay.
So we go to his table and he's like, it's too much, but yeah, you can still like stay in here and just like have fun and buy drinks. The drinks are like $30.
So they wouldn't let you guys stay at the
Wouldn't
table?
let us stay at the table. So I was like, and then I can see the bride to be like getting sad. She's like, this is my bachelorette. And like, I'm supposed to have fun. And I was like, I look at her. I'm like, I'm not going to let you down. So I grab my sluttiest friend and I
Right.
say, get over here. And I take her to the middle of the dance floor because there's obviously all these tables with all these guys at the tables.
Oh, so someone's
And I was like, I got to get someone to invite us to the table.
Yeah.
So I'm like, shake your fucking ass.
Yeah.
So we start like dancing. And then I see this guy from a distance like pointing at us. And I was like, here we go. And this guy comes over. He's like, there's this big NFL player and like he wants you to come to his table. And I was like, yeah. So we go over
No.
and I'm like talking to him, trying to like rizz him up.
Right.
Because, you know, I want to bring like 10 other girls to the table and that's a big ask.
Was it 10?
Yeah, 10 girls.
Okay.
That's a big, big ask. So he's like, you want to drink? And I was like, oh, no, I don't drink. And he gives me the most disgusted look.
Okay.
And he goes, oh, you guys can leave the table.
It's almost like when they don't know that there is a vehicle to shut your brain down more.
Exactly. He was like, how am I going to hook
it's
up
too
with
much
you?
work.
Right.
It's
Right.
too
It's
much
too much
work
work.
for them.
So I leave and my friend's like, dude, you're not supposed to tell them you don't drink. And I was like, damn it. And I was like, all right, back to the drawing board. So I see a group of old men at a table and not a lot of girls. And I was like, Kara, this is our chance. So I go over and I was like, all right, shake that ass again. And so we're
Right.
dancing.
Now move it like
I'm
a
just
gypsy.
like absolutely objectifying her. But I was trying to have a good night for my girl.
Right.
So we're like, you know, dancing, whatever. And I lock eyes with this hot man.
Really?
Yes, this hot
Can you
man.
describe me what he looks like?
He was a hot man. He was an Indian man.
Okay.
And he was a businessman in a suit.
Hi.
And so anyways, in a
man?
suit at the club.
Yeah, I know. I live for that though.
But they were all in suits. So anyways, we lock eyes.
Speaking cheating on their wives, I just like it is. It's like, hi, honey, I'm out. I'm out to work late. Meanwhile, at Live,
Meanwhile,
an entire fucking
locking
bride's
eyes. So he looks at me and he was like, do you want to come to our table? And I was like, absolutely. So me and my friend go to his table and turns out it's like a CEO convention. It happened to be, it was like, I was like, absolutely bingo. And it was just
Yeah.
like all CEOs. And I'm like talking about, I was like, oh my God,
Just
you're,
Uber, Facebook,
yeah.
Google.
I was like, you're so cute. And I'm like really turning on the charm. And I was like, oh my God, I love your suit, blah, blah, blah. And then I was like, oh, wait, this is crazy. Like I have like 10 other friends over there. They can come, right? And I'm like not letting him talk. And he's like, I don't know. And I was like, oh no, guys, come on. And then they come over and then he was just like, all right. And he lets them in.
No.
And I was like, oh, thank God. Like really, I felt like I had to carry the team on my back.
Did you come for the plot?
Okay, so I wasn't going to literally because I'm sober when this happened.
You
I
are?
mean, I'm still sober. And I wasn't going to go home from a guy from the club with a guy from the club.
Why? It's fun.
I know, but it's just like not my tea.
I'm fully kidding. It's the least fun.
Oh,
you can
okay. I mean, I don't judge. Anyways, he was like, can I take you out for sushi tomorrow night? And I was like, you literally can.
do. You're like, literally get it tonight.
I was like, why not? That's the truth. So we go to sushi and I'm literally not planning on hooking up with him. And he looks at me, he's like, I want to make you feel like the last woman on earth.
Oh,
And I was like, okay. So we,
cute.
but I was like, what do you mean by that?
Oh, he killed every single
Right,
one of
I was
them, and
like-
you're the only one he cared to leave alive.
Okay, that's romantic.
No, kind of.
No, that's my man. So anyways, we made out and that's all we did.
after sushi, that doesn't like sound like it would be like.
I know. I don't like
Do you guys use
smooching
like
a man.
like a mint or something?
Well, yeah.
Okay.
He had cinnamon gum, which was
Right.
interesting.
Nothing like cinnamon and salmon.
I always say that, but the food was so good. I was like, I
Okay.
can't not eat a lot.
Where'd you
It's
go?
like, so expensive,
Mr. Fish
so
or
good.
what's it called?
Sexy Fish.
Yeah, sexy fish.
Yeah.
That's like the one. That's like the one out
Oh
there.
my god, it was so good,
Yeah.
and it was very romantic and
Mr. Fish.
Classy.
I'm thinking of fucking Mr. Chow.
ugh. Oh, that shit's good too. It was great. It was honestly such a good experience.
So the girls ended up having a good night.
The girls had a great night. She was like, "Thank you, Kate," and then a few of the girls hooked up with the CEOs. So I
Right.
set it up.
Right.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
More people should invite me out,
Yeah.
but I won't go. So that's what's crazy.
I loved that.
It was a crazy story, right?
Yeah. I think like.
And I did it sober.
Yeah. Miami's what I've been there.
It's crazy.
Mine was when I was sober too.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
God.
So I mean, come on now. I think
on now.
something about Miami. There's kind of just like this like free spirited.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck energy in the air,
Yes.
regardless of if you're drinking or not. Like I feel like you were just thinking when you were doing it, like, well, if all else fails, it's good for the lore,
Literally.
the plot.
I feel like the only reason I had fun was because I was sober. I felt so free,
kidding.
so sexy, so independent. I was like, I'm going to do whatever I want, and I'm not going to beat anyone up.
Right. Okay.
That's all I got.
So, you want my tea?
I've been literally waiting.
I don't know. People are gonna be probably mad at me for this story.
Yes.
Okay.
Have I heard it?
I might have briefly mentioned it to you. This was Cabo last year.
Oh my God, you haven't.
Okay, I don't know if I have. I actually don't think I have.
Have you told me?
I went to Cabo with Tana, our friend Natalie, and then Mads, the DJ, and our friend Renata met us there. And Robert Graham, I love him. So they're all meeting us there for Memorial Day, and we're staying at the Corazon Resort in Cabo, and it's just been, it's lovely. I want to go back so badly. Keep in mind, this is my first trip ever with my boobs. I got my boobs done 2 months before
Oh God, you were ready.
we went to this. Let me just say, before up to the boobs, I don't want to say this subject is kind of like, and this will make sense later. But I don't want to say that I've always believed myself to be 100% passable. And the whole passable stigma is like, frowned upon with some trans people in the community, but like ultimately, like it's a thought that we all have. Okay. I didn't necessarily always believe myself to be. I still don't always believe myself to be now. I do think that like in certain situations, it's up to someone's radar, right? I think like if someone has experience in exclusively hooking up with trans people, I'm sure they can fucking pick one out of a crowd. But if you're just out for a night and you see me, like not all the time, people are gonna clock me. And I didn't realize that, right? I just always thought that like, oh, I walk into the room and everyone clocks me. I'm going about like my merry day. We're going to Mango Deck. It's me and the girls,
fun.
and I'm in a bikini. And
Hot.
it was like super cute. It was my first time like in like a bikini.
Oh my God.
And I'm like, okay, well, I don't really care if all these people look at me and like know that I'm trans. I'm just like, I'm not like thinking that like maybe someone wouldn't know, because like my confidence was kind of low. It was a weird start to the year. But I'm at Mango Deck and everyone's drinking, taking shots. They have like every fucking flavor of Red Bull. So I'm like doing like a Red
Oh my God, you're drinking.
I'm like doing a Red Bull flight, like those champagne flights.
yes,
I'm like
yes.
fucking doing a watermelon tropical. So I'm like testing all the Red Bull flavors. Not kidding. We get quesadillas. Like we do the whole gig and gag.
Oh, I want that right now.
The thing about Mango Deck when you're on vacation in Cabo, it's kind of like it's like the base for like all young people vacationing.
Okay.
And it's like kind of no matter what.
It's horny.
Just like no matter what hotel you're staying at, that's always like kind of the daytime spot where everyone
Okay.
kind of just like hangs out and meets up. It's kind of like, imagine if it's like
Barney's
on a Wednesday. It's like no matter who you are or where you live, you're kind of just gonna be there,
Right.
if everyone's there. Terrible example because I go back and forth with that place, but
Same.
I see the hottest guy actually like not getting so hot.
Describe him right now.
you know, above 6 foot,
6 foot
white
above?
dude, worked in finance. But he was just like, he had a really nice face and a really great body. Because keep in mind, all the guys' shirts are off. Because it's Cabo, it's fucking,
Right.
it's hot as fuck. And he's with his friends. He's got 2 of his friends. His friends are pretty fucking hot too. But
Okay.
like, oh, the other one was cute. But he was the hottest one. So I'm looking to Tana. And I go, "Do you see that guy over there?" And she's like, "Yeah, oh my God, he's so hot." And I'm like, thinking that like he's, I wasn't trying to like we weren't trying to like get their attention, but we like obviously looked at them.
Right.
And I'm thinking that even if they were to come over, they would just go to Tana or Natalie or whatever.
You thought wrong.
The hottest guy, keep in mind, they basically see that we're looking at them, and they're like, "Can we come over?" And we're like, "Yeah, we had a bunch of seats already." So they sat with us. One of them talks to Tana, the other one talks to Natalie, and the hot one starts talking to me. But we have insane chemistry. We have insane chemistry. Keep in mind, he's like, "I love how tall you are." He like asked me if I was Polish, like he thought I wasn't from America. Like he just like
Love when they compliment the height.
I know he loved the height. He was like teasing me, like flirty, like kind of, you know, when they like kind of
God,
like
so
push your
hot.
buttons,
Yeah.
flirty.
They like punch you.
Very good. No, not kidding. Right in the face.
Right.
Dr. Gabe's getting called.
No, 'cause
And I'm just like, wow. Like I think that was like the first time that I was like, oh whoa, like this is possible. Like meeting someone, and he was from San Diego, so we had that. Like our families are there, and it was just like really cool. He wasn't like, he was douchey, but he wasn't
Right.
like, he was like realistically
wasn't like
douchey.
visor douchey.
No. Like
Okay.
not like ironically like
Right.
cringy douchey. It was like confidence douchey, which
Okay.
you know I love.
I rock with that.
I'm watching everyone kind of just like get lit, and I'm just sitting there with my Red Bull Flight. He was drinking, his friends were drinking. I don't know if Tana's gonna like me saying this, but this was before you were with your boyfriend, so if you have a problem with it, literally sue me. She's making out with one of the guys. Natalie's making out with one of the guys, and me and him are just talking. And then basically, we were there for like hours talking to this guy, and I'm like getting to know this man.
Wow.
Not kidding.
It's rare.
It is very rare. We had like a big ass room, so we're like, why don't we just go back to our room? Like all 6 of us. So we go back, we're hanging out. They're taking shots. Me and the guy are talking. Whatever, right? So there's just music blasting. I think we ordered more food later. Like we were like a group. Like I thought this was the beginning of the trip too. So I thought we were going to be hanging out with these guys for like the whole trip. I was like, it was great. Like I felt like there was sparks flying, dude. I was like, oh my God.
Sure
this is
there
great.
were.
And there were.
Yeah.
We get to a point where we're not all super close knit. We're kind of just like fading apart as pairs. And me and hot guy, we go into my room and we're just talking. We're like crisscross on the bed, just like facing.
Were you
each
so
other.
nervous?
No.
Oh.
No. I had 600 milligrams gabapentin in my blood.
Period.
No, but I don't think I was nervous because he made me feel really comfortable. And honestly, like biggest L of my life, what I'm about to say, but he just was like super flirty and like kind of made like small sexual digs, not like pull your pants down. You know how like when they say shit too early. Like obviously we're on
Oh my
vacation.
God.
Obviously
When it gets horny too early.
I'm like,
you
what do
dry
you
up.
mean?
Yeah.
What do you mean show my tits?
Right.
I just said hello.
That's all I said.
And like this was ours, and like we're young, we're horny, we're in Cabo, like it made sense. I was like, duh. I probably would have asked you to take off your fucking pants too if I was, you know.
Begging.
Yeah, so he makes a sexual dig at me, and like I'm not kidding. This man looks into my soul. And I'm thinking in my head, right? I'm thinking like, this is great that like someone is accepting me for being trans and it's from San Diego. It felt super like a right place at the right time. I was like, oh, he's from San Diego. He's like my exact type. Like he's accepting me for being trans and like yada, yada, yada. He goes in, he stares into my soul. We start making out. And we're making out, whatever. It's like really hot. He's a very, very, very good kisser. And I'm like, damn, it was honestly one of the most like euphoric moments, I would say, as far as like transition wise, because I was like, I felt really whole as like myself, because it was like first vacation, out, comfortable. I was like putting all my shit out on the table. Just the boobs, everything was just like, it was giving what I wanted it to give. You know, he was touching the boobs, he was like slapping my butt, like whatever, just
Did he
like.
slap your tit?
No, he didn't, which I thought he was a keeper because of that. I was
Right.
like, thank God he's not a fucking tit slapper.
No, literally.
I can't with the tit slappers. I will put that on my
Make
tombstone.
it stop. I can't with the tit
and-
slappers.
We start making out, and I didn't want it to go too deep.
Right.
So we just continued to make out, whatever.
Yeah.
Like he touched my boobs. He'd slap my. He didn't try to like finger me or anything or do
Okay.
anything like that. Which I'm sure if I like moved his hand, he would have definitely done that.
Right.
But I didn't feel like doing that because it was still like 8 p.m. at that point. Like we were like gonna get ready, touch our makeup, and go out to the club.
Right.
So we talked to these guys, and we're like planning on going back to our rooms, getting ready, and going back out together. Okay. And it kind of hits me as I'm with the girls again. They leave. They go get ready, whatever. I look at them. I go, wait, y'all, what if he didn't know? Like, what if this man did not know my tea?
Right.
Like, what if he literally just thought I was this Polish bitch? And I'm not realizing that was a possibility to get to. Because like I said
Right.
earlier, I never really thought of myself as passable.
Mm-hmm.
But the boobs brought like a whole new aspect in. And that's not my fault for like not like wearing a sign on my forehead that says I'm a tranny, right? That's not my fault.
No.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, but
Like I don't need to say, "Oh, hi, I'm Trevi. Oh, I'm trans.
no.
I'm trans. Nice
You
to meet you."
don't.
I don't need to do that. So
No.
I was just taking a natural flow of my night and meeting
Right.
someone, and I don't think that that's a crime.
I don't either.
And I only think that
Fight me on that.
it could be a crime is if it went deeper and I didn't tell him and we didn't have that conversation, because that could be a really awkward thing and that could be a really dangerous thing.
Yeah.
So they're at the hotel and I decide to send him a message about it.
Okay.
Me thinking that he would just be like, "Oh yeah, no, I already assumed, no problem."
Mm-hmm.
I just write him this thing. I go, "Hey, I'm not sure on if you knew or not, but X, Y, and Z.
Right.
This is what I am."
Right.
I know what you are. No, this is what I am. And he, I'm yapping so much, but sorry, it's like just.
I feel like you're not.
Okay. Me goes for another 20 minutes.
Ugh.
And he opens it, type, disappear, type, disappear. So I basically tell him that tea, and he just responds. He's like, "No, I had no idea, and I've never dealt with something like that." And he just basically told me that he wasn't into it. And then we did not end up going out that night.
Mm-hmm.
And then I felt bad just for taking the natural progression of the night. And like, I felt bad for making out with him and not clarifying that with him. But like, I don't know. I don't need to fucking shout it from the rooftops.
No, you don't.
Especially in that situation. A peck and a kiss is fucking, it's nothing.
Right.
If I was, on my knees doing the gluck gluck,
Right.
it would be different. But at the end of the day, and this is, a lot of trans girls are going to be mad at me for saying this, but at the end of the day, even though it was an unfortunate outcome, I was like, I'm kind of
Yeah.
yeah. You know what? I'm kind of
And I've always said
and
that.
sue me if you have days where you feel passable and cunt. I'm sorry.
No.
I know that that's like maybe not politically appropriate for the trans community, but like it made me feel very like I felt very progressed in my transition from like starting my transition off to a literal drug and alcohol addict to like being super hot with like a nice
Right.
tan and big tent in Cabo, like getting the hottest guy on the entire beach.
Yeah, I'm sure it
So-
was very validating.
It was a very validating experience. So it was a weird outcome, but I learned something from that at least. And would that technically be classified as like a hookup story? I don't know,
Yeah.
but it was something I wanted to share with you.
Thank you. Did you see him again?
No, he blocked me.
Okay. You didn't see him like around the island?
No. They were probably just trying to get their dicks wet, low key, but like,
Yeah.
I
brush it off,
still
or-
really liked I still would have hung out with him as a friend, even if he was like, "Oh, I'm not into that," but
Yeah.
we could still all go out. I probably still would have done that.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. It was weird. It was really odd.
Yeah, that's an experience.
It was long. I'm sorry.
I literally wasn't long.
Was it?
Yeah. I was
Okay.
like on the edge of my seat. I was like, what the fuck's gonna happen?
I think that I'm like a terrible storyteller sometimes, where I feel like I'm like jumping all over the place.
was
I
good.
just give a lot of context to like paint a picture, and I don't know if that's like
And like you like had to, because people are like weird.
right.
So you
Because
had
if
to,
I was like, well, I touched his fucking cock and I
Yeah,
didn't
yeah, yeah.
tell him I was a tranny,
you had to like,
you know, like then people would be mad at me.
they would. Think you handled that
It was
like
validating.
a bad
and-
bitch.
Yeah, it was validating, but also like invalidating.
Right, at the same time.
Right,
The same
it was just
damn
like a weird
time.
mind fuck. But it was more. I mean, up to that point, I was always invalidated. Period.
Right.
So at least I got a sprinkle of the good stuff.
Yeah. So it was a positive experience for you?
Yeah, I truthfully want to say now that I'm looking back at it, I think it was a positive experience because it taught me to know what to do.
Right.
And it taught me to be confident and not assume that the only reason people are looking at me is because they're clocking me.
Right.
The other reason could be because I'm just a hot ass bitch.
Stunning bitch. Yeah.
You know? And once I've leaned into the latter, I've gotten many a lad's numbers.
Unstoppable.
So I can't like walk into the world with fear thinking that the only reason that people are looking at me is because they are like, oh, that used to be me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no. Not it. Off our chest. So our next segment is going to be our off our chest segment.
Oh, yeah,
and
baby.
That's where we need to get something off these titties. Like we need to say something that's on our mind. It can be good. It can be bad. Just like we're venting in a sense. And
Reventing and interventing.
ugh, I beg. You got one?
No.
And Trevi literally never has
I'll
one.
never have one.
Okay, am I off my chest?
Mhm.
I got some shit to say. I'm actually mad.
Really?
And I'm mad at you. No, I'm kidding. So my off my chest this week is my sister. When I was like younger, she would take my mom's phone and like text me things like, "You're adopted from a clown academy," like all that kind of stuff. She'd be like, "Your real father wants to meet you," and like I would believe it sometimes because she's perfect at like exactly. I call my mom. I was like, "Wait, what?" She's like, "So
Adopted from a clown academy.
literally," she was like, "Your real father wants to meet you on vacation on your holiday break. Like, please respond promptly." Anyways, she hasn't done it in a while. And my mom has this like specific way of texting where she does random caps and she always sends me TikToks. So she sends me this TikTok, my mom does, of this person just being like, "It's so important to like lean into your authenticity and be who you are."
My mom will send me that
Yeah,
shit.
yeah.
Oh, it's so funny.
And she's just like, and the text goes as follows. "You would not believe the struggle I had to decide whether I should tell you that you were born with your fingers and feet fused together. It felt like something that would traumatize you growing up. So I neglected to ... This is so empowering for people born with webbed phalanges. A thriving community. So beautiful. You are incredible and special."
Please tell me that was actually your mom.
No, it was my sister from my mom's phone, like a crazy person. And I don't know what's worse, the fact that she sent that or the fact that I believed it. And I texted her going, "No way, that's so cool," in all caps. And I call my friend and I'm like, "Dude, can you believe it? I was born with webbed feet." And then she sent me a picture. And then she goes, "Love you, honey." And I was like, that's when I knew. I was like, this isn't my mother, is it? This is my sister texting me this. And then she just sends me a selfie. My sister does from my mom's phone. And
Wait.
I
What
want
was the last word? Flandries?
phalanges. You know,
What?
it's like another word for fingers and toes.
I've never heard that.
Oh, I love phalanges. It's like my favorite. A thriving community. So beautiful. I can't. You sick bastard. I got so excited.
You were
I remember-
excited?
I was like, that's so cool. I was
Right,
born
because
with
they're not
webbed
webbed.
feet.
They're not webbed anymore.
Right. So like, that's
and
amazing.
anyone watching with webbed feet or toes,
No,
we
because
love you. We love you.
That's amazing. Is that a community that watches us? Because if you have webbed feet, hit us up because I want to know. But like, you don't have to send pics. That's invasive.
Yeah, that is very
Yeah,
invasive.
I'm not saying that. But anyways, I just thought that was a little crazy.
That
like,
is crazy. crazy
You
tune.
crazy.
I think that's the first off our chest that you've had me crying.
Yo. How did she think of that? Like, to text me that? And she did that because I haven't been answering her calls because I've been busy. So she was like, let me get her back. And I was like, you got me.
Thriving.
You're sick.
Thriving,
a thriving
community. Holy
And I was so excited. I was like, I can't wait to talk about this on the podcast.
Holy fuck.
I know. Look at me, just the local clown, thinking she has webbed feet.
Clown Academy called.
No, population
They want
1.
their kid back.
No, because literally. So you're sick for that.
Okay,
Anyways.
let me go through my week. Hold up. I just have the same shit as I always do. Like some man doing something.
I talk about a
awful.
man every week on Off My Chest. This just happened to not be about a man.
Like all the time.
But people
I'm like,
write in being like, thank you so much for talking about dating.
really?
Yeah.
Oh, I have one. This week, I got love bombed for the first time. Like love bombed.
Why don't you tell me these things when they happen? Anyways, go on.
Because I saved it for the pod.
Okay.
Me just thought of it. No, because I just think that you're so sick of my shit.
No.
And like, I would be too. I am. It's not
tell
my
you
shit.
about my
It's-
shit.
Yeah.
I'm just always going to ask, did you use a condom?
I didn't fuck anybody. It was someone that I used to talk to.
Loser.
Right. And he might be watching this. You probably are watching this. And you know what? Maybe I fell back into your trap. Whatevs. See you in New York. Not kidding. The way we met is because he was coming through LA on like a road trip or something. And he was like here. And we were planning to meet. We never ended up meeting while he was in LA. Mm-hmm. He texted me out of the blue. We kind of just had our natural fade, right?
Okay.
The natural fade, like a mutual one.
Right.
Very, very attractive. But, you know, it's not the only one that exists. And if you're not going to be blowing me up,
What's the point?
what's the point? What's the point? Or if you don't give me the urge to want to blow you up, what's the point?
Oh, yeah.
You know, I'm like,
God.
if I'm not even like,
I'm not waiting for
trying-
your text.
yeah, well, if I'm not even trying on my end too, it's like,
Right.
okay.
Like, what are you
He
even
texts
doing?
me. It's one of those people. It's like last week's where they like text me out of the blue, and I'm like, damn, I forgot about you. You are actually pretty cool.
God, you get a lot of those.
Yeah, I do. And this is the season. I don't know if there's something like astrologically right now, but they're all coming back right now, and it's super weird. Even the
wait.
ones that like I don't necessarily like, that I like, even the ones I had like more deeper conversations / hangouts with, like they're coming back. So I don't know what's in the air.
Well,
right now.
March is the horniest month. It's like a known thing.
Is it?
I don't know. Just made that up. Go on.
Thriving community. So he texts me out of nowhere. He's basically just like, hey, I'm thinking of you. Let me know if you're ever in New York. And he sends me a date. He said like March blank. He wants to like take me to like some like electronic show somewhere in New York that he has free tickets, whatever. I'm like, well, you know, I live in LA. And then I like realized that I was already possibly planning to go to the East Coast, New York or New Jersey specifically, this weekend, this current weekend, which I thought was funny that he texted me and being like, come to this show on this date this weekend. I'm like, okay, that's super weird.
Stalker.
No, he just basically was like thinking that because he was like, oh, I'll fly you out like the whole night. Like, he was just like thinking that I would like,
Okay, so he's got money.
yeah. So then I was like, you know what? I might be there. And that's so funny that you texted me. We start talking. I'm not kidding. We were talking for like days and it was like hours at a time. We were talking for like literally like so consistently. And he was sending like the most deep text messages. We were like sending paragraphs to each other like, back and forth like on what we want, like how we are as people, how we are in our relationships, like the last time we did so and so, the last time we did like we were just really like getting to know each other. And he was a quick texter, he was a fast texter, he was a good texter.
Okay. Red receipts?
Yes.
Oh, God, I hate those.
Always, as soon as I sent though, red. So I was like, okay, work. And this is when I think I'm like slowly starting to realize that this man is psychotic.
Okay.
This is all on the 29th of February. Okay.
Okay.
So this is a day that typically doesn't exist every 4 years. I think it is.
Yeah.
Right. So it just was funny, right? We're talking a lot, and he was very love bombing. He was very just like, I think you're the most beautiful person I've ever seen. He was just sending me selfies, videos, like talking videos, like anything and everything. Like I could literally want from texting a guy. Like I had it, and I was like,
well, like love bombing's so fun.
But not like if it's like I literally am just a person trying to like, my struggles.
No, I mean like in the moment. When
the moment. Yeah.
And they're like, you're so beautiful. I'm like, oh, as it should be.
Yeah, and so I'm like loving it, and I'm like, I'm not like love bombing him back, but I'm being like truthful back.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I think that's so refreshing to hear, yada yada. And maybe I'm an idiot for falling into these traps, and I'm not,
you're not
well experienced enough to know how to. Or well equipped to like respond to these situations.
It's hard to sniff it out.
And it's hard to identify.
It's hard.
But I was just like, damn, wow. I'm like, I'm really gonna make an effort to go to the East Coast this weekend because I was already gonna go. And he's like, yeah, stay with me. I live alone. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, we go to bed. And I realized he didn't text me in the morning. I waited all day. I texted him at night. No response.
Mm-hmm.
The following day, he goes, oh, my bad. And so the text I sent to him, I basically said like, I said, where did you go? Or something, like as a joke. I wasn't like, Daddy, come back. I was literally just like, where'd you go? And he responds, he said, oh, that was specific to February 29th. We're back to our regular scheduled programming.
What?
And he hasn't texted me since. Like, and he made like a joke about like, because it was like leap year, like how it like doesn't happen.
Yeah, but like a joke is supposed to be funny, and that's fucking stupid.
So it was. Well, I don't even know why he spent all that time. He might have just been bored.
What a literal crazy person.
Just crazy.
What's wrong with you? Why? Like why? I don't get it.
I personally just didn't understand that.
What a fucking loser.
Isn't that crazy?
He is such a
loser.
loser.
We're back to our regular scheduled program.
Who the fuck do you think you are? And also why? Like why?
Why? I think it's not
just why.
I don't think it's who do you think you are. I think it's literally just like what's the point?
Because he is so fucking lucky to talk to you. So the fact that he pulled that shit is literally.
It's like it's actual like crazy, manic, weird, sociopathic behavior.
It's crazy.
It's cruel.
Yeah, it's mean. It's cruel. It's fucked up. No, because I'm speechless in the worst way.
Really?
I just don't get that.
Yeah.
Idiot.
So, back to the drawing board.
Dodged a bullet.
I can't wait for the week though, where I'm like giddy, like consistently. Not like the one where I went out with the finance guy where I was like, he's gonna pick me up after that. No, like I want like at least a month of talking to someone.
Yeah.
I can't wait till I can sit on this podcast and be like, ooh.
Yeah, and you absolutely will.
I mean, we've been doing this for what, 4 months, 5 months? Nary a consistent.
LA dating is like pretty atrocious though, but it will happen. You're a catch, and hoes are disgusting. So
yeah, mine was less fun than yours, but
well, I mean, it's like very relatable. Love bombing is treacherous. Okay, well, I hate that man, but
yeah.
Do you have something like to lighten the mood, a little funny, like a hookup that?
Well, there's
made
been
you
like
chuckle?
a real life love bombing that like I didn't necessarily like care about because it was just like a hookup.
Okay.
Like, have you ever hooked up with somebody and like you don't know them, but like during the hookup they say "I love you"?
Yes.
Isn't it fucking hilarious?
It's happened to me once.
Thriving community
of men. But yeah, it's happened to me, and he looked horrified.
Where was it? Wait, 1, 2, 3.
New York.
Okay.
Classic.
Because why is
What's
it the
wrong with
men
them?
in New York?
They're all saying "I love you" mid-bust.
Mine was yours saying it when they busted? Because mine was saying it when he busted.
It was like 5 seconds before the bust.
I feel like that's straight out of a movie. Like, oh, I love you.
I know, and I'm like, obviously,
you're embarrassing.
No, because like it's like
You're
you don't want to be
embarrassing.
like, oh my god, like you're like, oh, I want it. Wow, wouldn't it be crazy if I could talk? You're like, oh my gosh, he's in love with me. But then at the same time, I'm like, oh, guys just say that when they're about to boist. But I take it as that man's in love with me.
Right. Well, I also just like think that like when I don't know, like when men get like their release and they like get their bus, it's like a very emotionally. You know what? Let's also we could also segue into one thing. When men bust, they go through such an intense array of emotions, and by the end of it being finished, what's up with the post nut clarity?
And what is up with that?
So
'Cause why do you become a different person?
There is for 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And then they're like, "So, do?" I'm like, "Okay."
Oh.
But like, what's the I want to have a psychologist on here one day, or like a neuroscience person, and just ask these hard hitting questions, because like, obviously there's a psychological change that happens after a release. And it could be because a lot of men in this day and age are porn addicted, and they could be feeling very like it's a familiar, like there's probably like a familiar feeling of shame after that, that they're connecting to their sex. Or it could just be because the only like emotion I can really think of is like a shame upon themselves. I never take it personally. I know my place. I know I'm hot. I know that they don't regret hooking up with me because I was a 10 before and now I'm a 2 to them. I think it's more of like that psychological clarity that they have. It's more of a personal feeling of either shame or guilt.
Well, I've talked to men about it.
Okay.
And they were like, and I really didn't like the answer, not going to lie.
Oh.
I was like, why is it that sometimes you have that post-nut clarity and you instantly just like want to dip? And they were like, well, men need to come like they need to eat and breathe, and once you eat a big meal, you're not going to stay there and continue eating the meal. You're going to leave.
Oh,
so I was like, you did not just fucking compare me to a pork roast. And they were just like, once they do that, they want to leave, unless, and it shows that a man really does like you if he comes and stays. And I was like, this is the worst conversation I've ever had.
The fucking bare minimum.
I was like, literally the worst conversation I've ever had. But got my answer, I guess. It's pretty atrocious.
The truth hurts.
The truth hurts, and I hate that it's always like a man gets to say and whatever. Let me not go on this tangent, but why is it always like, oh, like if he wants to, he will? Why is it like, oh, if he leaves, he does? Like, what if I don't like him?
Like, why? Yeah, like, why is it? Well, I guess it doesn't always have to be up to them.
It feels like it's always up to them. That's all I see everywhere. It's like, if he wants to, he will. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah. I'm like,
I know. And
can I just live?
Yeah, no, I think the TikTokification of that and the phrases are also just out of control. I mean, like, if he wanted to, he will, like, make sense. But
how to get him to fall in love with you? Blah 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 blah.
Yeah, it's like, shut the up. Yeah, I'm like,
how about you tell him how to make me laugh?
Right.
How about that?
Right.
Learn how to talk.
Yeah, now that I'm thinking about it, Catherine, it is a lot of the times up to them as far as like, what are we?
Yeah.
Right? Like, as far as like a hookup or like hang out, it's a very mutual thing. But as far as you get down to the nitty gritty, why am I always waiting?
Why?
But that's just how it's not because I almost don't want to say it's because I almost want to say it's not because of the way society's spread out or how the patriarchy is per se, but like I truly think it's just down to their species.
Yeah, and I think women are like
they truly like
scared of being lonely.
Right. Like I think that these are psychological traits that we each have as like animals. And that like kind of sucks.
Yeah. We're also like groomed from a young age to be like, you need to find your partner and that's how you will be.
And then we go look and then we're like, wait, so you were lying. They're like, there's literally none.
No, none.
There's plenty, but there's none that like have any, at least, I mean, obviously, but like I said, like the LA situation is just 10 times more difficult.
Yeah.
There's LA 10s that I know that are having the same fucking struggles as us. I'm really trying to think of a happy couple that I know in the city. I don't. I know couples.
Yeah, I know a lot of couples.
Do they have their issues? And I think every couple has their issues? 1000%. But there's happiness that peeks through that. I'm like, I see some couples out here. I'm like, what the fuck are you?
You're just like so scared of being alone.
Yeah.
Anyway, but yeah, someone said I love you mid-bust.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Thank you.
Okay, so this is the unnamed segment where we answer some of your inquiries sent in where you guys ask us for advice. So take it away, Kate.
Okay, so the first one is I'm addicted to porn. How do I cure myself? Like actually, into that.
You had this situation, didn't you?
I did.
So
listen. This is very dear and important to my heart because I had no idea I was addicted to porn. I was talking to my friend who's like really addicted to porn, and I was like, I can only bust if I'm thinking about porn, even when I'm with my boyfriend. And he was like, that means you're addicted. So I don't know the severity of this person's addiction, but I just like stopped cold turkey. I was like, oh, I don't want that to be my life. And I was getting all this info about how bad porn is for the brain. I had a friend that had a really severe porn addiction, and he had to literally like count days off porn. It was pretty easy for me to stop. Okay. So if you're doing this like by the hour, so just try to do it hour by hour. Like be like, I'm gonna go an hour without porn. If it's like a day thing, count days off of it.
And just keep pushing.
Like try not to go like for a week, and try, I know this is so corny, really try meditation. Clears the mind, will help you anytime you want to watch porn, like work out, meditate, like do something to distract yourself. Just try to count days and like build up those days and make it like a week. And
can they masturbate though or no?
You can, yeah. I mean, for me, like when I quit and I started masturbating, it like took me a really long time
to like find a bust.
Yeah, the bust was nowhere in sight, and
that's gonna like it uses your imagination more.
Yeah, no, literally.
But then if you're thinking about porn, it's like
exactly.
Aren't you?
It's hard. It's like hard. Like how can you even masturbate after that? So just give yourself some time. Be nice to yourself and just try to count days off of it.
Get an app. There's good apps for that.
Oh yeah, get an app.
There's like we use one. I use one called I Am Sober. What do you use?
I don't have one. It's my old brain.
Because I saw you doing a line in the back.
No, because literally. Not would love to see y'all include your feet more.
Okay.
I share a bus daily with a girl I would like to talk to, but she is too pretty and that scares me. What do I do? So
bust,
cute.
not bust, right?
Bus, not bust. He does not share the bust.
Because I'm like, if you're already sharing busts, I'm sure you guys are like...
talk to her. Yeah. I'm begging.
One thing I'll say about this is like, pretty people are almost the ones that don't know how pretty they are. And it's always the mid-looking people that think that they're
pretty. Always the uggos.
I'm like, no, because sometimes there's like mid to like low end, you know. I'm talking about like, you know, physical attractive features. I'm sure everyone is a great person. Shut up! But I'm saying the like less attractive people can sometimes be really delusional and think that they're really hot.
Okay.
And I also think that like the really, really pretty people deal with a lot of insecurities with keeping up with, you know, whatever. And could be more insecure. Okay? This is a situation that I've seen. If she's on the bus, don't try to hit on her. That's the first thing.
Yeah.
Like no one taking a bus wants to be hit on.
No, you don't want to be talked to.
But like compliment on like a shirt or like, hey, I like your hair. Like nothing like, how you doing, pretty lady? Like I don't want to hear any hitting on behavior. I want nice compliments, friendly behavior. It might be hard, but like you're asking us on how to do it, but like even no matter what answer we give you, you still have to do it.
Wait, so you're saying go up to her on the bus and compliment her?
Yeah.
Okay. So he can talk to her on the bus.
Just not hit on her.
Okay, so like, I agree, but I think that he should compliment her and then just be like, listen, I think you're really beautiful. I don't want to take up your time. I know we're on the bus right now. Here's my number. Do with it what you want. That's hot when
what if she doesn't want a piece of paper?
Well, then...
Like, nobody likes getting handed shit.
But it's better than, like, him being like, yo, put my number in, you know? Like, I think it's so hot when a guy just gives a number.
I think you airdrop her a pic.
God. Yes, that's actually what I was getting at.
Yeah.
But I love when a guy just gives a number because there's no pressure to be like, can I get your number? So if he's just like, I think you're beautiful. I'm going to leave you alone. Here's my number. Do with it what you will. Hot, confident, let's go.
I just think, I don't know, because they're going to continue to see each other on the bus, and if she doesn't text him, it'll be awkward for the both.
But hey, at least he shot a shot.
Yeah, that's very true.
We live one life.
We do. But not according to the Buddhists.
Buddhist. Okay, should I stay with somebody who doesn't say I love you and never has?
It depends on the time that has lapsed.
Right. And have you said I love you? When's the appropriate time to say I love you? Like 4 months?
I think you say it whenever you feel like it. Obviously not like a fucking week.
Right.
But yeah, I would say like standard, like 4 months. Once you get past the 3-month mark, you're golden, baby.
Dude, it's marriage.
It's fucking marriage.
Yeah.
It's fucking marriage.
Yeah.
It's giving Miami group of 10 girls that live.
The CEO table. God, I miss him.
God, I miss him for you.
Anyways, I think it just depends how you feel. Like if you don't feel loved and nourished emotionally by this man and you feel like you're just like grabbing for the breadcrumbs, I would suggest dip in.
Yeah.
Get out.
French onion dip.
Because you deserve someone that makes you feel loved.
Yeah. 1,000%.
Okay, so the next one is tips for distance relationships. I've been in one.
Like, don't be an idiot, buy a flight.
Nah, because there needs to be some cash flow within the relation, or else how are you going to see each other?
Cash flow in the relation for the fellation.
Okay.
I'm a lyricist.
Yeah, you really are.
No, I mean, obviously buying a flight is like something you could do and it's like hard, but it's not even about like buying the flight. And I've been in like distance things kind of at like a surface level. It's the actual action of doing it. The packing, the zipping, the Uber to the airport, the security, the clerk at the fucking airport, the baggage claim, the Uber too. Then you got to book the hotel. Or if you're just going to their house, unpacking the like it's so much just
you gotta really like them.
And it's like, at what rate is that appropriate? Because like for me, if I'm dating someone, I'd like to see them close to every fucking day.
And that's where we differ. But
even look, in the beginning, a few times a week, that's fine. But if I'm deep in something, like what if their whole career is out there? Like I can't be the person that's like, oh, I see my boyfriend like every weekend or every other weekend. No.
Okay, she's a lover girl.
I am. And when are people gonna realize that?
No, because live your
I'm
truth.
not crazy. I'm just.
No, you just want to be with the person you're dating.
I really have been feeling lonely.
And I'm here.
And I know
you.
we talk about that every episode, and I know you are, and I love you.
I love you too. That's a very real feeling. I feel it too. So the tips, what made mine work is definitely don't date someone that's cheating on you. Because that did not help the distance.
FaceTiming, right?
FaceTime sex, send each other cute notes. I mean, I loved the distance because
like actual notes.
Yeah, like pen pals.
Wait,
send them packages.
I love that. Like lipstick kiss on the paper.
Yes,
oh,
he would send me
cute.
vibrators. It was cute.
Could he control it from New York?
No, he wishes.
Whoa.
But yeah, but I loved it because you have a lot of independence in a long distance.
What if you cut off like a fingernail? Like you like clipped your fingernail and sent it?
Yes, like shave your pubes.
Yeah, you like bag it up and you send it. You're like, you got a piece of me. You
welcome.
want a piece of me.
So yeah, do like cute little things. I don't know. It's hard, but it's also like the best.
It's tough, but it's good. Kimberly, I'm wearing heels today.
The lady's opinion on hookup culture, your take on it, does it help? Are you lonelier from it? Do you watch this podcast? We're so lonely.
Yeah. No, let's do no.
We are lonely.
We are lonesome, sister.
Okay. Not having alcohol at my wedding. Do you think people will still have fun? How can I make it as fun as possible? Drugs. No.
Not kidding. Lined up on the table. Okay. I think the way that you could make it as fun as possible is if you have some really cool sort of like food activation. Like I remember
like
I went to
fountain?
Yeah, like a chocolate fountain. Like I was at a wedding once and there was a root beer float station.
Oh my God, your dream.
Yeah, so
love root beer.
I think like several different stops of like fun little like food activations. I think like a really cool and like this is gonna be boy joy. This is gonna be budget, but like a really cool like professional photo booth that like takes really cool photos.
Good DJ.
Like things that things that people will go want to do. But I will warn you, sister, you could take the alcohol out of the wedding, but sometimes you can't take the alcohol out of some alcoholics. I will warn you.
Yeah, they're going to bring it.
They're going to probably have some shooters before they go to your wedding because they're going to know.
Yeah, so it's fine. But here's what I want to know. It's your fucking wedding day.
So true.
If anyone has some shit to say, if anyone has some shit to say about your wedding, you're paying. Fuck these people.
Yeah. Ooh, maybe
I don't know why
balloon,
I take it
like
so
a
far.
balloon
every
artist.
time. What? I need to relax.
You do need to relax.
I don't know why I go so hard. Okay, no, it's your wedding day. Yeah. So you can make the decisions. It's all about you.
Yeah, and then back to regular scheduled programming.
Yeah, I'm so mad.
You share it however you want with your thriving community.
No,
because
yeah,
I think different activations, different fun things. I mean,
dude, food is so fun.
Food is really fun.
Yeah,
sober people don't love a dance floor, except us. But like,
dude, I love a dance floor.
I do too. But
yeah.
How many?
Yeah, because it's like if people aren't.
If there's a good DJ, it does not matter.
Yeah, if people aren't like
drug
sober. GHB. If people aren't like in recovery, they're not going to know how to shake ass.
B, suddenly just a rainbow flag comes down at a fucking pride parade.
That's my kind of wedding.
Yeah.
Anyway.
All the conservatives go, what the fuck's happening here? Oh, they're going to hear about this on Fox. Meanwhile, that's the person getting fucked in the ass on GHB.
No, say that again.
Well, I don't know why I go so hard.
We both do it. Whatever. This is who we are.
All right. So gratitude. We're going to do some gratitude and then close this episode off. What are you grateful for this week, Kate?
I am grateful that I got new gloves, really come into my style thanks to this podcast, really like up in my style. Okay, I'm grateful. I teach Pilates classes to like older women, and it's something that just like brings me a lot of joy. And today after class, they were like, "You are so great," and we're telling like the head person how great you are. And they're just like these cute little old ladies.
I bet you have such personality in the class.
They make me so happy, and they're adorable, and they kick ass, and they really make my day. So
I love that. I'm gonna come to one.
You should.
I'm not saying that like one of Trevi's empty fucking.
No, you will though.
I will.
Yeah,
I will. As long as you pick me up and take me.
Yeah, I got you.
That's the only way.
I got you.
There's no way I'm going to fucking. Where is it?
Well, there's the one in the valley now.
I live in the valley.
I know. I was literally driving by your house.
I literally went to a loik.
I know, and I was like, no, I'm not gonna hit her up. It was so last minute. I was like, she's not gonna come.
Fully sleeping.
100%.
Or having like an actual like crack spasm about our videos.
Right. So either way.
This week I'm grateful for an experience that is on our Patreon. And I don't want to say it here, but I'm grateful that I got to experience that. I'm also grateful that I get new hair tomorrow. I've been having a lot of trouble with my hair. I tried a new extension method. I didn't like it. A lot of hair was coming out of my head. And shout out to Carlos, hairstylist, because he's going to be doing my transformation. I'm going to be posting a reel and a TikTok with him, that whole situation. So go over and check it out, because I'm sure by the time you watch this, I will have the new locks in my head.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's something so fulfilling and makes me feel really secure. Like there's something really good about good hair.
Yeah.
And having a good hair day.
Dude, nothing like
I've
it.
been having a lot of bad hair days. And like, that's why if you notice like the last few episodes, like I had my hair like behind me, like when I was over there. Mm-hmm. But, and like right today I'm like doing the pony. I'm ready. I'm ready for new boy. And obviously grateful for this podcast and grateful for you. But other than that,
Blah.
Blah.
Love you.
Love you.
Mwah.
Mwah.